What day is it? It's Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
Our only show this week. Weird, right?
Yeah.
And of course, we took
4 days away from the greatest month of the year.
Veterans Month. Veterans Month. That's right. Oh boy.
Yeah, but let's face it, we got a lot of people to make fun of in the month of June. So
do you think we're gonna see, trans boobies on the White House lawn this June?
Don't believe so.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. Hey, good morning, everybody.
Yeah, hi.
Talking, shooting the shit. Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday morning. We're glad you are all here. We've got a lot to discuss. Our top 5 list this week. I'm just starting with that right now. Was so difficult to narrow down, and I did mine a little different. And I'll explain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you'll get to see it, and you probably can't wait. But it's top 5 libtards.
Yeah.
Could have been a top 5.
And I'm trying to come up with the top 5.
Yeah.
That's hard.
That's hard to do. That was super hard to do.
Because there's at least 200 that could have easily
a minimum that I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very difficult, but a great list, fun to do. And I'll show you mine. It is a little different, but anyways, we'll get into that. We have a lot to talk about. Trump might reallocate some funds from Harvard to trade schools. What a genius idea. We'll go into a little bit about that. The auto pen scandal is gearing up, folks. Who was running this country? We all knew it wasn't Joe Biden, but some names are coming out now, and it's getting very interesting and worthy. If nothing else, this is a huge major scandal and should be reported on every network. But instead, CNN's talking about how the Democrats are spending $20 million to get the man vote back. And it's as ridiculous as you think.
I have a recommendation that they don't do.
Yeah.
Because the men don't like the whole men beating up on women thing in sports. I guarantee that.
They should try that route, but they aren't. It's as ridiculous as you think. More illegals killing more U.S. citizens in this nation. We'll talk about those details. AOC has a little thing to tell us. Jim's got something on that. Elizabeth Warren's lying again. Blacks can't be racist, but it's just so much.
Christians are the problem.
Christians are the problem. Seattle's a shithole. Nothing new on any of that. So that plus so much more, Jim. And again, good morning, everybody, on another amazing episode of what?
Live from the Patriot Network studios. 2 guys, 1 coup.
We don't have a clap track like Crash does and Crash and Kitty, but we need that.
We need to get it.
Yeah, we do. Bye, Jim. Be right back.
Lost in the crowd, truth hides deep, burying the noise. Left hand deals.
Jim, it said my browser failed to play the video. Was it playing?
Yeah.
We're back.
Just interrupted the song.
That's all right.
Welcome back, everybody.
It wasn't telling me it was playing. It said my browser failed to play the intro, and it was just a black screen.
Give me a minute. I gotta finish my job.
Finish doing what you're doing. What the Sam Hell?
It's supposed to go.
Good morning. Yeah, it's a short week, and
professionalism at its best, folks.
Well, Jim, I didn't know because So here, when my internet's shit, I'm not talking about my internet anymore. But when it is, it will like skip, and then I'll know when it finishes. This one was just pure, never started. Error message came up and it said browser forgot or could not play the intro is what it said. Damn it, Dale. Let me try it again.
Lost in the crowd, truth hides deep, burying the noise. Left hand deals lies, can't stifle
How's that? Now shut up, everybody. What's better than half an intro? A full intro.
I do have an announcement I want to make because I wasn't able to say anything because of the way everything fell last week. But one of our listeners, who happens to be my sister, Duck, 1983, for all of you who know that, and for some reason she's watching on YouTube. I don't know why.
Psycho.
But she turned 60.
Whoa!
On the 25th of May.
Wow.
So that would make her my older sister.
Yeah, I mean,
and
that would make it
April.
Crazy Southpaw's older sister.
Crazy Southpaw turned 60. Ha ha. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, you got some old timers in here.
That's right.
Yes, happy birthday, Duck, very much. And
25th,
as you see on the chat there. Yeah, happy birthday to you. And also today, Sketchy Jesus's birthday.
Yeah.
So,
look at that.
Happy birthday, Ian. Enjoyed it. Yeah, folks. Anyway, sorry about the intro thing. I don't know what that was. That's the first time that's ever happened. It's a virgin. Jim, you are dead. Happy birthday, Duck. Yeah, Buck, I wished you a happy birthday and happy birthday from To The Point. Hey, thank you, Mike, for joining us.
Arna.
Appreciate it. Yeah, good. You are all here, folks.
Dragon. Welcome back.
Sorry about the intro opening, but heck, you got to hear half and then the full thing. I think that's better that I did it that way anyways. Yeah. Hey, Grit Gear, good morning to you as well. Jim, real quick, let's go into this From the Farm. Let's do that real quick. We'll come back. We've got a full show, and we'll be right back.
Since 2017, 150,000 farms have shut down. Working farmland has been reduced by 21 million acres. The system has been...
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, hit the From the Farm. I don't know why it says my browsers are not playing it. I'm doing good here. It looks like nothing.
Since 2017, 150,000 farms have shut down. Working farmland has been reduced by 21 million acres. The system has been crippling the remaining farmers, forcing some to adopt nefarious farming techniques, like pumping hormones and other performance-enhancing drugs into their cows so they can survive in crammed feedlots. Or the farmers are forced to jump ship and sell to land-hoarding, profit-chasing agricultural oligarchies, who use their billions of dollars to crush the competition and increase your family's dependence on their manufactured food. What could possibly go wrong? The family farm will soon be a thing of the past, unless you do something. You can. That's why there's From the Farm, an industry-disrupting platform that connects consumers directly with local farmers, which means you can buy fresh, non-factory farm food, and you'll know exactly where your food came from and how it was raised. For the first time in nearly 100 years, independent farms will have a way to not only survive, but thrive. From the Farm was founded by A.J. Richards, an active homesteader, and Brooke Entz, a CrossFit Games athlete and an Amazonian warrior in the movies Wonder Woman and Justice League. She clearly has a passion for healthy food and a healthy lifestyle. And since both A.J. and Brooke come from generations of ranchers and farmers, they know what they're talking about. We can't do this alone. We need the strength of the American people behind us. Help us build a new food system that combines the wisdom of the past with the technology of the future. Investing in From the Farm isn't just a financial decision. It's an investment into our future, our small family farms, and our food sovereignty. Invest today.
Never saw it. It never played on my end.
That's fromthefarm.org, folks. Go out and check it out.
Can't even talk about it. Don't even know what it said.
Again, like they said, they don't pump their cows up with drugs or their livestock. It's all natural. So
all natural. Yeah, thank you, Buckeye. Fromthefarm.org. Please go support them. I'm sure it was a great commercial. I had black screen across. You know how long a minute 45 is and staring into darkness?
I'm surprised you haven't blamed me yet, to be honest with you.
It's not you, Jim. It's not even. It says my browser.
I understand,
but my browsers. Yeah. Let's get into the show. We got a lot to talk about. But let's talk about this whole auto pen scandal. Very, very interesting. Again, will it go anywhere? No, because the Republicans in Congress, for one, don't work, and two, don't help President Trump at all.
They don't care.
They don't care. So will it go anywhere? No. It'll just be on the news cycles and not the ones that most people are seeing anyways. But Joseph Biden was not running this country, as we knew. Didn't know anything about the auto pen until it came out. And now we're starting to hear some names on who might be involved in this auto pen. Jim, I'm going to desperately try to play something. Will you bear with me?
Yeah, well, I can play it if you can't.
Yeah. You probably can't.
Yeah. See, Buckeye. Yeah. I figured somebody's going to start this.
Give me a second. Yeah, I don't know what he did to my browser, but he was working on something over the weekend.
Wave, you're right. Republicans on
the Hill are spineless. I mean, the fact that before we even get into that, then the whole Doge cuts. What's the point? What was the whole point of it all?
And he's
completely useless.
They've lost an ally in Elon Musk. He's like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm. You know, what's the point? So yeah, it's I don't understand what's going on. Well, I do. They're all deeply involved in it. It's the deep state. They're all involved in it.
The NGOs, folks.
That's it.
You get money kickbacks.
We've got a primary, the living shit out of these rhinos that are in there that will not stand up and support their constituents and the mandate we set on November 5th. They've got to be gone. They have to. We have to remove them. Again, that takes money, right? And where does the money come from? Very difficult. I mean, Representative Burchett he's not even getting a lot of funding because of his super support for President Trump and his agenda and all that. I mean, a guy like that, a guy who is America First, who's behind, is struggling to get financing to get reelected. It's ridiculous. But here's some names that are coming out. One of them is a very familiar name, and let's see if we can play this. Let's hear.
System of the future, Jesse, and we have to encourage it. What the Biden administration was doing, and let's face it, it wasn't Biden. Elizabeth Warren controlled the auto pen during that administration. She, for some reason, has this pathological hatred of the crypto community. She wants to drive this community offshore. She doesn't want it happening in the United States. That's the wrong policy for the United States. We want all the innovation happening here. This is a financial system of the future. It's cheaper, it's more efficient. We want it happening here, Jesse, and I think people are thrilled that President Trump is making that possible.
When did Elizabeth Warren have control of the auto pen? How?
And it's more than
why her? It is more than just her. It is more than just her. But the fact that her name came up on this is very interesting.
You have to be careful from this one. I do believe she probably would have, but
anybody can accuse anybody.
My whole question is, this guy is the crypto czar.
Yeah,
and she's against crypto.
Yes.
So, is he throwing? I don't know. Elizabeth Warren's not one of the people that I would have thought would have had it. If she was at least an elected senator, still not elected president, but the people who weren't elected is what I'm having the problem with.
I agree.
Wife.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
AIDS.
Well,
AIDS and
if there's any doubt, maybe press secretaries or anything. Can I play this real quick, Jim?
Yeah, go ahead.
And we'll get to some comments. But if there's any doubt, maybe these are the people that were doing it.
Americans filed initial claims for unemployment insurance than any time in recorded history. Since President Biden took office, Biden.
So today, as you all saw just an hour or so ago, President Obama announced that, President Obama announced that, President Biden. Whoa.
Oops.
That is news.
As President Biden's got significant limitations on his memory, then who is helping him run the country?
The President of the United States runs the country. The Commander-in-Chief runs the country.
How can he be trusted with the nuclear codes if, I get that you're saying that nobody in the building would say that he's got an issue with his memory, but just a little part of what we get to see, he's made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake on camera this week.
People would ask me, knowing what you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say, you know what? If I could make an arrangement, I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. I'd be fine with that.
So, folks, you want to nominate a Democrat, a lifelong Democrat, a proud Democrat, an Obama Democrat, an Obama Democrat.
These aren't slip-ups. These aren't mistakes.
Well, they're slip-ups because, oh shit, we shouldn't have said that.
Well, that's right. That's right. But when the truth will come out. Yes, spineless rhinos behind them. And Buckeye had a good suggestion for that party.
Wait,
it is, do you have it up there? Jim, mega party, but she had one.
Yeah, but I've got
up there.
Playing some from a while back.
Okay, buddy.
So Shockwave.
Miss Leslie, yes, yeah, all their hands in the cookie jar. They should be taken behind the woodshed, says Shockwave. There it is at Tarna, the America First Party. Yeah, AFP. Let's do it. Honestly, it doesn't matter what the party. I don't even care if they keep Republican, right? Because the Republicans should be strong and should stand up for Americans and America first. We just need to get the right ones in there. Starting a new party would be great, but it doesn't matter if the people are infiltrating that party. It's very difficult to decide what's going on this whole auto pen thing, and then we'll move on, Jim.
I just don't. I can't. We can't let this go. Congress cannot let it go. FBI cannot let it go. DOJ cannot let it go. Because how many times do we have to hear these Dems step up and say, we are a threat to democracy? What they just did is treason.
It's treason.
And a more of a threat to democracy than we could ever imagine. And they think it's okay because they did it for the good, is what they're saying.
That's right. They in their minds, they did it for the good of the country.
Yep. All of these aides came out for Biden and said we did it to keep Trump out.
Mm-hmm.
What else did they do to keep Trump out? Maybe
exactly. Well, they tried to kill him. They tried to arrest him. They tried to incarcerate him. They tried to sue him. The judges are still doing the same thing. There's ICE agents that are, or border patrol or ICE agents that are overseas now because a judge said, nope, that plane can't take off or whatever. Ignore these damn judges. None of that matters. Yeah. This is the whole point. It doesn't matter who. I'm beyond frustrated because, Monday we just mourned the death of American soldiers who died for our freedoms in this country. And then each day that goes by, we have this loser ass Republican Congress who doesn't do shit for the American people. And it's just becoming more frustrating. And beyond that, then we don't have a DOJ that's doing shit. We have thank you, Kash Patel, for opening the cocaine scandal into the White House and who's there. We know who the hell it was. And even then, if it's not, sorry, it wasn't Hunter's, it was Joe's or whoever. I don't give a shit. That's not, we know who it is. Move on. Don't be coming out with these books about Joe Biden's, mental capacity. Oh my God. I mean, we were duped. No, you weren't, assholes. There's nothing new. Nobody's telling us anything new. They're doing, I'm at the limit of the grace period's over. Pam Bondi, get off your ass, do something. She's part of the problem. I think she's part of the deep state. I do. I truly think that she is now being controlled. That whole interview with Bongino and Kash Patel has made me lose some confidence in this whole administration. Sorry, not administration, but the FBI in itself and the leadership there and what they're going to be able to do. How long did it take to get Susan Rice off a security clearance? Like, that's things you should do the second, you are sworn into office and you have that. It's just, I'm so tired of it all. And I don't know when the shit's going to stop. And now they're building Islamic cities in Texas and they're doing what the f- is going on out here?
We're, this is probably, and I know we've said this for the last 8 years, right? But this next year and a half is the telltale for what is going to happen from here on out. Because if these Republicans do not get together and start passing what the American people voted for this president, he will be impeached in the second term because the House will win back.
Exactly what's going
to happen.
I don't
think the Senate will fall. I don't think the Senate will fall, but the House will. The House will fall because, folks, we still have states that allow illegals to vote.
Yes.
In those states, we think, oh, what does it matter? Well, it matters because there's sections of these House of Representatives that 27 or so of the ones who are currently would not be there if it wasn't for the illegal votes.
Correct.
If it wasn't for the votes counted 14 days after the election was over.
Correct.
Okay. We can't forget this stuff, but the Republicans in the House and the Senate are, because as messed up as the Democrats are, every one of them votes the same.
Every one
against
of them,
President
all the time,
Trump,
and we'll always do it.
But they all vote the same,
Correct.
which they're voting against the American people. All the Democrats have illegals. We're going to protect illegals, and we're going to protect men competing against women in sports. That's what they're about. That's what this Democrat Party is about. Not helping. And I love this. So we got to help the American people. Why didn't you do it 4 years ago?
Yeah.
You know, when you guys were coming out saying
none of them do.
That they just have to get used to the higher prices. Americans just has to get used to the higher prices. No, we're not.
The sad part is really finally realizing, Jim, that this has been a progressive downward trend for 70 years in this country. You know, little bit by little bit by little bit. Give them an inch, they take a mile. This is the whole process. This was the whole mindset of the. I'll give the Democrats this. They might be some of the smartest people on earth. You know, honestly, as far as how they project their will and how they get their message across. And yes, I know they've got the mainstream media behind them, but they made that happen. They made sure the mainstream media was behind them. And so now we're trying to overcome 70 years of bullshit in this country. And people controlling it, outside sources controlling it, from Israel to Hamas to you name it, to, Saudi Arabia. I don't give a shit. They're all controlling it over there. Right. And now we're trying to take one man and trying to change this whole thing. And they're realizing, and I think Cash and Dan realized this when they got in there, like, oh shit, we're just going to be stonewalled at every turn. At everywhere we go, there's a federal judge that they installed, the Democrats. Smart move, right? Right. Federal judge they installed that's going to put an injunction on the president's will. Fine, you can ignore them and you can go through it, but that's going to keep the legal process going and going and going. And all they care about is that it keep it going until 2026, when the Republicans who won't do shit are voted out. That's all. And I predicted we are going to lose the House.
We need to be careful too, because we have some people that we want to vote out, which is what we want to do. We want to get them out of there. However, whoever is chosen to be in that position, the Democrats are going to come over and vote for the weakest person. They do it.
Correct.
That's what they always do.
In the primaries, that's what they do.
Yeah. So their person can win. And
correct.
So
they register as independent. They can go vote in the primaries, or they register as Republican and they go vote in the primaries for the weakest candidate. It's happened time and time again, Jim. You've talked about it before.
If the Republicans want us to back them and they want us to support all them, that get this one big, beautiful bill, which I agree with Elon. I don't think it can happen in one bill. I just don't think it can happen.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's why this this bill's not passing.
Yes. Correct.
It's not passing because there's too much shit in it and not everybody agrees with it. Split the damn thing up. Get it passed, get it pushed through.
That's why one item bills are always just
get the thing passed.
Do it.
The only legal citizen of the United States of America can vote. Get that through.
How is that not already passed through Congress?
Right.
Why? Why is that not passed through Congress?
Because that's what
Republicans will probably work a total of 45 days in the next year and a half up till the midterms. Well, they'll start working closer to the end when they're trying to save their asses and get elected again. But other than that, this is frustrating. Day in, day out, hour by hour, month by month is going by and nothing is happening. Great. Thank you for jumping on Fox News, Pam. It's great. Thank you for doing that. Another interview.
And let's not forget, when we're talking about the auto pen, let's not forget this statement.
Place to make whatever decision, top of his game. Such a consequential president of the United States, a Mount Rushmore kind of president of the United States. Want to know what comes next.
That he belongs
Even
up
Leslie
there
Stahl's calling
on Mount Rushmore. Lincoln and Joe Biden.
But you got Teddy Roosevelt up there, and he's wonderful. Yeah. I don't say take him down, but you can add Biden.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. they lied to us. Well, they've lied to us for however many years they've been out there. For the last 4 years, every time they opened their mouth, they lied to us. Today, every time these bitter assholes go on the airwaves, they lie. They don't talk about Medicaid being cut. It's the illegals and the people who shouldn't be on there are coming off. That's
you have Auto Pen herself, Elizabeth Warren, talking about this, right? This whole thing's a lie. This it's painful to even watch. You want to play it? Go ahead. It's painful to even listen to.
Yeah, we can play it now if you want. It's just because it gets into this whole. This is what's this.
Actually, out there making history by taking away from hardworking families, from people down on their luck, from seniors, from little babies.
Correct.
So that a handful of billionaires and corporate CEOs can get more giveaways from the government. That is the Republican plan. Billionaires win, everyone else loses.
Correct.
And who does better under a Democrat run?
Yeah, billionaires.
Big
Pharma that she's deeply involved in, Jim. Speaking of Big Pharma, a new COVID strain. Did you hear that? I'm not switching gears, but kind of. A new COVID strain, and there's cases in New York, and it's even more deadly. And oddly enough, when they announced that they're taking the COVID vaccine away from the scheduled shots for children and all that, and is anybody going to fall for this shit? You going to wear a mask again? Anybody going to fall for this COVID crap again? I don't care how deadly it is.
No.
No, the Cleveland Clinic just came out today with a study that said this doesn't do with COVID, but it does with the annual flu shot. That 26% of the people who take that shot end up getting sicker and have a shorter lifespan. 26% who take the annual flu shot have a shorter lifespan. Coming from the Cleveland Clinic, who once told you, take your flu shot every damn year, people.
I don't get a flu shot.
Take no shots is what I'm saying, except tequila shots. But
no.
What?
Fireball shots.
Oh.
Or Jaeger shots.
Cinnamon.
Or
Jaeger. Just brought back.
I can't do tequila. I just can't.
I just brought back. But anyways,
the Auto Pen, let's not lose sight of it, folks. We can't let all this shit being out there distract us from something else, because that right there.
We're talking executive orders, pardons. We're talking
even
all
Jake
sorts of.
Tapper said this was probably bigger than Watergate.
Everything's bigger than Watergate, because Watergate was a little teeny thing that did hardly matter.
They still like to say,
Watergate
and all that.
Just like January 6th was bigger
than 9/11.
This is
big, folks. This is huge, because non-elected people were using that pen to sign his name to whatever hell is out there.
Dr. Jill comes to mind, right? Yep. I mean, you imagine if Melania was running a cabinet meeting and what the press would say about that, right?
Oh my God.
Just imagine it. So any comments over here before we move on to our next big, great story, Jim?
Okay, this is about, they said, here, Nancy has a very punchable face. And so then we get
we're not
into,
for domestic violence.
We're not for domestic violence.
She sure does.
And then Tarna had a.
There would be a long line.
Tarna had made a statement that there it is. Yeah, there'd be a long line.
And,
yeah. So it is definitely true. It's I don't know. Let's not let this fall. Oh
no, we won't let it fall. So we're going to keep on top of it, and most podcasters, conservative podcasters, will keep on top of that. But the problem is, and probably Fox, Jesse Waters, or somebody will report on it. Something will happen there. The problem is, it'll go nowhere, because in order for it to actually matter, there needs to be people in handcuffs, and there needs to be reversals of pardons, and there needs to be all this, and then that becomes a dictatorship. And oh no, what are we going to do? Our democracy is ruined. And then the Republicans and Mike Johnson, the pussy he is going to, bail and not do a thing about it. So, and that's an invite to Mike Johnson if he wants to come on.
This was from the Patriot Queen. If I had voted while I was working on my citizenship, I would have been deported.
Correct.
Yes, because you voted the wrong way.
Correct. You're right. Does the GOP just not play dirty?
Well, it depends on how you say dirty.
The it's a good question.
And again, I'm going to say the name, and I know some people are going to get mad at me, but the Burchetts, the Masseys of the world, the Chip Roys of the world, they need to start playing dirty. Yeah.
Yeah, Massey
only votes against something because he wants it cut more. He wants more cuts. He wants more cuts.
I understand
but I am not going to insult the guy because he wants what we want. What
I agree with
all
that.
about.
I agree with that. Okay, so I agree with you on that. Okay, so you're not wrong, Jim, and I agree with you on that. The issue I have sometimes is this. You can codify the Doge cuts separately, right?
Yes.
Which you have to, or none of this executive order stuff, man, none of it matters. It'll all come back. You have to do that. In the meantime, though, you can vote for the agenda that Trump wants. Okay. So you can do that. You could say, okay, the constituents, that's a hard word for me, but they voted for you, Massey, and they voted for Trump because Trump's agenda. And then when Trump puts an agenda in and you decide on yourself that, and my self-righteous ego says, I want more cuts, and I need to do this and stand up for it. Just know that the people that voted for you, that voted for Trump, want his agenda to go through. So take that step, vote for it, get it done, and then work on the other shit. Get something done. This is just driving me nuts.
I just wish President Trump would just say, okay, guys, let the one big, beautiful bill is not going to work. Get me two
that would be a
bills
complete failure,
or whatever.
Failure at this point.
Give me something because we got to get this passed, and you got to get it passed by the midterms. You have to get this thing done by the midterms.
You have to.
Be done. We can't be talking about this a year from now.
Correct. Jim, it's Warrior Wednesday. Let's play Warrior Shield. I'm going to try to play the ad. If I can't, it's the one that's a minute 41. If you see it. So not the good luck to me. If it says browser isn't doing it, I'm assuming it is on your end. So I'll just wait for it to end. So Warrior Shield Wednesday. Be right back, folks.
The Warrior Shield Foundation is here to unite, honor, and provide support for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members. The foundation will enable them to find the help they need through direct assistance or connecting them by our shared vision network. Using data-driven models, we provide solutions that make a long-lasting difference. We, along with our partners, are dedicated to bringing together like-minded groups and individuals who have committed to making a difference in the lives of our hard-working, everyday heroes. We bridge the gap by connecting warriors or their families with the assistance they deserve and require, such as service dogs, wheelchairs, counseling, scholarships, and team-building retreats, to name a few. You can help right now to make a difference for those who have helped and protected us all. Warrior Shield Foundation. Selflessly doing for those who need it most.
Worked. I saw it. WarriorShield.org, folks. Thank you, Buckeye. WarriorShield.org. Please go there. Get your tickets now. It does go this year's recipient of the Warrior Fest in September is corporalchado.org, CPLCHADO.org. If you go to warriorshield.org, though, and donate, it will go directly to them, too, as well. But don't forget about it. It's absolutely an amazing cause. Again, it's September 5th through 7th at the Rosen Center in Orlando, Florida. Tickets are on sale now. Use coupon code HONOR, HONOR, all caps, and get 20% off. So you get the whole weekend. Right, you get the Hero Fest concert, which features Sean Holcomb, Ryan Weaver, Bo Bice, Natasha Owens. And that's Friday. And then Saturday, the gala, which is spectacular. And your meals, and it's an open bar, and it's a good time, and you get to meet heroes. All right now, if you get the VIP ticket, it's $280. $280. I mean, that's less than your cable bill. I mean, let's do it, people. Let's help them out. Let's get the word out there. Share it. WarriorShield.org. Please
and
go
you
support
get
them.
to see us live.
Which people would pay multiple. I mean, like, how much it's priceless when you think about seeing us live, right?
WarriorShield.org, folks.
You
Go
have to worry
it.
about my internet when it's live.
Well, we have to worry about the hotels.
Yeah, whatever. But, come see us, and there I am.
We are all waiting for that.
We are too, Taryn.
Then she
yes,
added,
waiting for the first high-profile arrest.
Just one, damn it.
Just one.
Just one. And yeah, I know there's people defending. There's people out there defending everything now, saying that God, I can't remember who it was said, but they were defending Pam Bondi on it was Rubio, not Rubio, Rudy Rudy from the mayor of
Giuliani.
Rudy
Jesus
Giuliani. God. He said that the reason why it probably hasn't been released yet fully is because there are things in it of national security implications. And so
phenomenal.
And that
Get
could
rid of
be
them.
it. That could be it. It may not be individual people. It could be a situation where, this happened. Because folks,
how long does it take?
Let's be perfectly honest with you. Okay. I'm going to give an example that is smaller scale.
Yeah.
But what's going on right now is the Diddy trial.
Yeah.
Names are being brought up.
Yeah.
And Diddy has already said he could bury most of Hollywood.
Yes, correct.
And others.
Yes,
okay,
that's right.
So
and nobody's covering that, by the way.
I just always, you notice that?
Yeah, I noticed
no
that.
one's covering that. Even
Dragon has this to say about the Warrior Shield: get on her and stay on her.
Yep.
I mean, you're not wrong. Not wrong, Dragon.
That too.
Truthful Troll says food. Yeah, there's food.
Yes,
there's great food, and there's great drink,
great
drinks, camaraderie, and great people, and you just get there. Here it is. Open bar. Oh, I'm so there next. I know. It'll be the week of September 11th, actually, next year. So just plan that. Plan your vacations around it. Do what you got to do. Get to Florida. We can't wait. Mike said here. That's why I'm going. I assume it's for the open bar. That's why, maybe not. Maybe it's to meet heroes. But that too.
That's what I'm hoping it's for, but it's just a perk.
It's a perk. It's just an absolute perk for $280. Come on. And they didn't run out of drinks.
I'll take that bet. Because there's names coming out in this trial.
Okay, Buck, I put up there. What's the over under that Diddy will be dead by end of the year? Another jailhouse suicide. I mean, and then we'll ask Dan and Cash, and it'll be like, "Yep, he did it, killed himself."
Yep, because I'm going to tell you, they're gonna offer him. As this thing goes on, hopefully we need names. We want to know everyone else who was involved in this thing, and that's when
it's amazing
him.
To me.
He's empowered. He's going to.
It's amazing to me all the names that are coming out, but yet not one Epstein list, not one.
I mean, we don't have anybody on trial for Epstein. If Jill isn't whatever her name is, Ghislaine is put on trial for sex trafficking, which seems to be one of the easiest things to do right now.
Nowhere near a jail.
Names will come.
Names will nowhere near a jail, buddy. What have anybody seen her? Heard from her? Great Gare. Pam is doing a horrible job on the surface. Don't know the things going on behind the scenes, but she looks bad to me.
You're right, 100%.
Of course, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
And I know
but
Cash
up front looks crappy.
Cash and Dan took a hit on that interview. They completely took a hit. So we'll see,
incredible.
folks.
We will.
Maybe Soros' money is deeper than we thought.
Oh,
maybe it was deeper. Because look, the judges that they're taking these things to, the judges are taking things are judges that were appointed by people that he gave money to. President Obama, President Biden, President Clinton. These are President Bush, the people that they gave the power to. These people are not ruling on the rule of law.
No,
they're ruling on the fact that they hate Trump.
And,
is that
and
what you
some
want a
Supreme
judge
Court
to do?
justices are also, yes.
Is that what you want to judge? That's not what I want a judge to do.
No, that's not what I'm. Yeah, and I didn't vote for a single fucking judge either. So that's another thing. Jim, let's get into this illegal thing. There was in Grapevine, Texas, a Venezuelan illegal who was drunk on a jet ski, ran over a kayak, killed an 18-year-old girl who was just accepted to the Air Force Academy. Let's hear this story real quick, and then I got a couple comments. But let's get this going. Where are we? Right here.
Eva Moore was kayaking at Lake Grapevine when police say that she was struck and killed by a jet ski with 2 women on it. Authorities were looking for the driver of that jet ski, who they say fled the scene by jumping into a vehicle with a man at the park. As mentioned, we do know that police have Daikerlin Alejandra Gonzalez in custody, the suspect that they believe is tied to the death of Moore. Earlier today, I spoke to Ava's basketball coach at the Air Force Prep Academy and also one of her teammates. They say that she had just finished at the academy and was headed to basic training in a few weeks. They're obviously heartbroken by her death.
Well, there's a lot of sadness, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. Obviously, none of us saw it coming, but and then it goes to anger that they left, anger that they didn't even see if she was okay.
So she just cared about not only her teammates, but her whole country. And I think that's like the hardest part, is that she really was going to be a difference maker in protecting us and serving us. And it's just hard knowing that she's out.
Where's Black Lives Matter do?
Yeah, where are they?
Illegal killed a black woman.
Yep. Where's Black Lives Matter? Where's the riots? Where's the protests?
Is it maybe
Where's
because she's going into the military? Maybe
you think maybe, or it's
maybe
not the
because,
agenda.
Yep.
It's not the agenda that they need. Now, I say this because I got another story about another illegal that happened in Tampa, Florida, that didn't get probably as much airplay. I say this to say, yes, do American citizens kill people every day? Yes, absolutely. Do they drive drunk? Do they hit cars? Do they kill people? Yes, they do. That is a tragedy, and that is something that needs to stop in general. But this is because of open borders.
Exactly.
This happened because Mayorkas and Biden and Merrick Garland allowed people to come into this country freely. Would that have happened to her if this animal wasn't allowed into this country illegally? No. What something else might have happened? I don't know. It's God's will, God's plan.
But
I get all
we
that.
do know what happened.
But we do know what happened.
You know what happened.
And so we know that that's the case for it. And so when people say, well, this happens, it happens, it's not just illegals. I get that. I understand that it's not just that drinking and driving and all that other crap. It happens every day. And we understand that. But this was avoidable. This didn't have to happen. And those people, like all the others, like the Lake and Rileys, like everybody, those people should be brought on trial and held responsible for the murder of this girl. Absolutely should be brought to trial.
Yep.
When is that going to happen, Miss Bondi?
Was this the one where they were trying to help the girl get away?
Yes. I didn't play that video, but they were shoving her into the car and helping her leave and all that. And they were all illegals. It was in Texas. We've been to Grapevine a number of times. It's a beautiful area. We know people there and all that. And it can happen anywhere. That's not the point. The point is that she was here illegally. And because of that, this is why that happened. And they need to be sued here. And the 24-year-old here in Ohio that was posing as a high school. So yes, I think Buckeye sent us that and I did not play it, but yeah, posed as a high school student. If you don't know that story, please look it up. And thank you, Buckeye, for sending it to us through our DM on X. I apologize we didn't get to that. But
and then
true.
You look at the
posed as a 24-year-old to go to
and now you're seeing illegals that took money. They did scams. For and our Democrats are defending them. Our Democrats are still going to El Salvador to get this Garcia out. They're still going to El Salvador. But it's like, guys, are you kidding me?
Because there's no ramification for it.
Because it's all they have.
Correct.
All
correct. It's all they have. Here's another one real quick, and this happened in Tampa, Florida, but again, another illegal.
Moore was kayaking
Nope. Remove. That was that one. Here's this one.
Police arrested a man on DUI manslaughter charges after they say he ran a red light and slammed into another driver. It took place right here before 3:30 this morning at the intersection of Bush Boulevard and Armenia Avenue. Jeffrey Hernandez is accused of speeding up to beat the light when he hit a Lexus RX 300. The impact flipped the Dodge Ram that Hernandez was driving on its side. The driver of the Lexus he crashed into was taken to the hospital and later died.
Yep. Illegal, lived through it. Again, somebody explained to me how the Biden administration and whoever the auto pen people are not held liable for these people's deaths.
And we know people die on the roads every day.
That's
American citizens and all that. We know that. But again, this was an avoidable situation.
And
families have to deal with this stuff all the time. When Americans are, that car accidents where Americans die because Americans drive it. We have to deal with it all the time. The families that have to deal with it because an illegal was allowed to walk into this country, accepted open arms into this country,
correct,
and kills an American citizen. There's a problem.
That's
a huge problem.
That's
but
a huge.
We do know why some of the Dems don't want them to go away.
Yep.
Can I play that?
You absolutely.
We haven't heard from Jerry Nadler in a long time.
Oh, good old Jerry. He's still alive.
Not that we want to, folks, but listen to this
fat
BS.
Need immigrants in this country. Forget the fact that the farm that our vegetables would rot in the ground if they weren't being picked by many.
Okay, first of all, we don't mind immigrants into this country that come the right way.
Why is he allowed to?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. God has these plans, and unfortunately, 18-year-olds who are going to the Air Force Academy and citizens in Tampa, Florida, are dying. But this guy lives free, lives to talk, lives to do this, and could not be more out of shape.
Illegal immigrants. The fact is that the birth rate in this country is way below replacement level, which
not conservatives.
Gay.
Not conservatives.
But he's gay and trans. What do you think?
Our population is going to start shrinking. And the ratio of people on Social Security and Medicare
unlike his waist
is going to increase relative to the number of people supporting them.
Yeah. It's called getting...
He's retarded.
I mean, I know, folks, I say this all the time, and I apologize for saying this again, but get the individuals off welfare, off food stamps, and put them to work, and the vegetables will not rot in the ground. I guarantee you that it will not happen. We have plenty of people to work, and the birth rate of conservatives is growing.
Yes.
The birth rate of liberals is dropping.
Because they do this instead of doing this.
I am perfectly fine with that.
Tell me why.
Perfectly fine with that.
Thank you, Buckeye. Retarded is right. Making good. That's why he thinks. I don't know what he thinks, Nadler.
But again, he calls immigrants
like he knows anything about a vegetable, anyways. But
none of us are against immigration. This is not what we're talking about. We are not talking about somebody who went through the process that is a privilege to come into this country and be a citizen of this country. It shouldn't be easy. Should it be easier? Well, maybe.
But I mean, obviously there could be things
easy.
No.
Okay. You shouldn't be able to walk into this country and just do whatever the hell you want to do.
We have
people that suffered. These freaking Democrats, the leftist bull-headed
shit. You're allowed to say you're
out there
that
are sitting out there. The illegals got money. The illegals got free housing. The illegals got free medical assistance on Medicaid. And the Democrats, what are they doing?
Yep, exactly.
They're trying to ignore everything.
Yep. Oh, Jerry Nadler. I mean, it's just, to me, Jerry Nadler and talking about eating vegetables is literally that, after he talked about vegetables, you should have played the Nancy Pelosi video.
Yeah,
but
he is, most of the Dems right now are vegetables.
Most of them are vegetables. Jim, I'm going to have you go into a couple more of your videos, and then I've got some I got some old friends from TikTok that I want to play.
I want to, folks. If anybody heard this Seattle, I'm kind of going to jump some things a little bit.
No, we have to.
The Seattle mayor that came out and said that, remember the concert, the Christian concert that was going on, and then Antifa and LGBT community decided to go
protest.
He blamed the Christians.
Of course.
I'm going to show you a video. I know this isn't everything, but I want to show you the video. I want you to pay attention to the two people that they're surrounding.
If you're watching,
and tell me who the problem is.
Well,
yeah, and then we'll describe it when it's over for those of you who are just listening.
These all the Antifas and
for those
queers.
of you listening, and not watching, they are surrounding a mother with a baby,
holding a baby. I mean,
a baby,
less than a year old, maybe baby,
yelling, "Get that baby out of here! Get that baby out of here!" Here we go. There's the Antifa guy right there.
Yep, there. Pick him out of a crowd.
There's one right there.
Yep, masks and helmets.
Yep.
Each making about $1,500 for this.
Where are the police?
Oh, Seattle?
Yeah, where are they?
It's a shithole. Why would they be there? Look at this.
Yeah, there they are.
There they are. Hey, thanks for showing up. Get the kid out of here. You get the fuck out of here.
Well, the child was trying to get out of there, but they wouldn't let her get out of there. Now, she handled it perfectly.
She did. She was very good, as most of us are in that situation. You better get that. She's about to say, motherfucker, out of here. That's what she was saying.
These were, look at the videos out there from this. This is the left, the left that said we are taking away people's First Amendment rights. We are doing this. We are doing that. They are keeping people from going to a Christian concert.
Yes.
Excuse me. Okay. Again, Harvard, if you just had people standing on your lawn and holding up signs and just standing there chanting, that's your First Amendment right. Nobody would complain. We'd think you're stupid. We think you're weird, but that is your first.
That's your
keeping Jewish students from going to class, keeping people from coming into a building.
Yes.
You have just went beyond because you took those individuals' First Amendment rights away.
Does it matter, Jim?
Dems don't care.
Yep. They don't
Dems
care.
don't care.
Does it even matter? It's a
okay.
sick video. You know?
I hope everybody has seen this. And if you haven't, here's a black woman telling Piers Morgan, you got to watch it. I can't listen.
The race baiter was actually the black woman on that panel, Cheryl Underwood, not Sharon Osbourne and not me. So I'm very glad you raised the issue of race baiting. But let's be clear, as you're doing now, the race baiting came from Cheryl Underwood to Sharon Osbourne, and it's now coming from you. So now you can respond.
Cannot be racist, Piers.
Now you can
Black
respond.
Women cannot be racist to white women. Are you kidding me?
Sorry?
That makes no sense.
Sorry?
Black women cannot be racist to white women. Do you not understand that?
Oh, yes, they can.
You don't have the intellectual
capacity
to understand that.
Oh, yes, they
that's
can.
Very much
and you've been racist to me.
That's very much
You've
impossible.
been racist to me, a white man, by saying I'm a race baiter.
Oh, she's shocked.
How am I racist to you? I'm black. I can't be racist to you.
You called me a race baiter with no evidence.
To me.
When have I been a race baiter?
You could be racist to me.
When have I been a race baiter?
But I'm a powerhouse.
See, they just talk and talk.
Folks, this is why
so
the black people of this country will never be able to get out of the rut they're in because of people like that. Victims. They're always victims. They're always this. They're always that. But it's the ones who realize that we're not victims. That we can succeed in this country because it doesn't matter what color we are.
Correct.
We work hard. We get to that point. We make it. Are there racist people out there? Absolutely. There are racist people out there from both sides of the fence.
Yep.
Okay.
Not black people. You missed it.
I understand that, but there are racist black people, and they're mostly in Congress as we're discussing it. But
correct.
But I did realize now.
Rich has got a new shirt. People suck. New shirt. I agree. People suck.
I like that.
Get an animal.
And
that's
then
what I would
those
suggest.
idiots on the thing. But it's been a while since we heard from Ilhan Omar.
Oh,
but she's got it all figured out in the United States, folks. She has figured out
the brother
what
effer?
The problem. Yeah, what the problem is.
Should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. We should be profiling, monitoring, and creating policies to fight the radicalization of white men. Our country should be more fearful of white.
Okay. This is all they have.
Expel her from Congress.
All they have. This is all they have.
Expel her.
But here's the sad part.
And arrest her.
Here's the sad part. Their followers believe them.
Oh, I know that because they're Somalian. I mean, they're like her followers are all. I mean, Minneapolis is the shithole now. I mean, it has been. You've got a governor that's an idiot in Walls. You've got her representing that district, and now this is what you get. This is what you get, and they did it on purpose. They installed these people on purpose. The Rashid Tlaibs, AOC. She was a stupid bartender. She had big boobs. How else did she get? There's nothing about her that's of substance. I mean, they just install these people, and that's my fear, Jim. I think with all of this is that it doesn't matter who is the president. It doesn't matter who we vote for. Again, we're seeing the results of who we voted for. Nothing's happening, right? And it's not the Trump. It's not President Trump. That's not at all what I'm saying.
No, even though he's doing some things that I don't necessarily agree with. But no president's ever going to do the way everybody wants to be done,
there's
right?
some
That's
things
never
that are
gonna
like,
happen.
okay, maybe not, but it's okay.
However, 77 million, probably even more than that. I'm still saying that there was some cheating done during the election. But anyway, 77 million Americans voted for this. Okay. These Democrats, these libtards that we're going to go into top 5 here. So after we've seen all this stuff, good luck with the top 5, right?
Yeah, no shit.
But we're going to go into this and you look at what they're fighting for. The 80-20 issues.
Correct.
80% of the Americans, probably 90% of the Americans now agree with what's going on with it. Get the illegals out of here. Get them out of here. And they're still dying on that sword.
Yep. Here, I'm going to play a couple comments real quick here.
Because they have nothing else.
The stupidity is rampant, 100%. Here's from Shockwave. 100% blacks can be racist. Thinking you are better than someone else based on the color of your skin is the pure definition.
Well, but they also think that they're the only ones that can be discriminated against.
Correct.
And their school system that I'm very familiar with, school systems throughout this country that I am very familiar with, there's only one minority.
Yep. Yeah, you got that right. Tarna, anyone can be racist. That was a stupid question I've ever saw. Why are somehow immune? And then Buckeye, exactly. Should have been our first top 20. I know.
Actually, probably more than that.
Should have been our first top 20. You're not wrong. Hey, listen, it's been a while since we heard from this.
We've got to hear from him. I missed it.
It's been a while. I got 2 things. The second one you know about. The first one I will play. But this is our famous tranny TikTok influencer. I can't believe there's a tranny TikTok
You've
influencer.
had him on a few times today.
We have. Not in person, though. Wouldn't that be great?
God, we'd love
send
that.
the
I would
invite.
love to have him on.
I would too. Say,
I
sir.
would be calling him sir.
I'll be
him,
sir.
he.
Can you calm down, sir? Please calm, sir. Please, Mister. Please calm down. It'd be all that, and he would last about 30 seconds. So let's hear from one of our favorites. Here he is.
Gendered 3 times in the past 24 hours at restaurants.
Did you hear that? He's been misgendered 3 times in the last 24 hours in restaurants. I don't see why. Do you? But.
Nope. I was at Benihana with my girlfriend, and the server said, "What about you, sir? What would you like to eat?"
The girlfriend, by the way. So here he goes. If you don't know the backstory of this dude.
Yeah.
The girlfriend.
His boyfriend. Yeah.
It was boyfriend.
That's why I was going time out.
And got the plastic vagina.
Yeah, it's a boyfriend.
That's how that all started for us.
Yeah.
The plastic vagina. So, and there was a nice little donut video. How
It was kind of a
that you
complaint.
can see on how that worked. But here he is again. Just play. Did it play?
Girlfriend, God bless her heart, steps in, says, actually, that's ma'am. And she looks at my girlfriend and didn't really understand what had happened and said, no, I'm talking to him, pointing at me. Our jaws were on the floor and we decided to leave because it was just a bad vibe after that. And just a few minutes ago, I was at another restaurant for lunch and they showed me my seat and said, here you go, sir. And I said, I am not a sir. And then I left.
And then you
I
left?
wasn't comfortable anymore.
You didn't
and I
feel
went to a new restaurant and I asked, before I sit down, where's the bathroom, please? And they said, oh, it's right this way, sir. And I just left because I wasn't comfortable anymore. If you're a server in the food industry, you don't need to use words like sir.
Oh, you don't?
There are ways to be respectful without using
sir
those
and ma'am.
words. And if you get it wrong
how we
for
were
someone
raised.
like me, I will probably leave the restaurant. And it puts like a bad vibe on my day when it happens, especially when it happens
people like
3
us will go
times in a
there.
row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, name the restaurants because I want to go there.
Yeah, your mental inefficiency is not my problem. Your mental illness is not my problem.
Correct.
Play the other one. This was good.
Yeah, this one's great too. And thank God, because now Florida's safer, if you ask me. But
Disney World, I don't really know what the deal is with bathrooms. You know, Florida is really conservative. I don't know what the rules are. Trans women are allowed to be in women's bathrooms, but I'm about to go and use the bathroom because I have to tinkle. If I get stopped, I get stopped, I guess. But I'm a woman, so I'm going to use the women's bathroom, and being in Florida or being in California or wherever isn't going to stop me. So I will report back in a minute once I have hopefully tinkled without issue.
3 minutes later.
3 minutes
That went as well as it could have gone. No one gave me any weird looks. Definitely no one stopped me. I walked in, I found a stall. I peed standing up, which is something I'm sometimes a little self.
Okay.
I
can't let that go.
Okay, I peed standing up. Now, here's a good question for the ladies.
I think they can.
Can you?
But I wouldn't.
Pee standing up. Or is this a man who peed standing up? Because that's just a normal thing you do.
Yeah.
Conscious about with the sound. Think, oh, is there someone peeing standing up there? But you know what? I peed standing up, and it was fine. And then I washed my hands and I left. And you know what? On my way out from the women's bathroom, I took a quick picture with someone who recognized me, and it was lovely. So overall, Disney World.
Oh, damn, he liked Disney World. I wasn't expecting that. Of course he did. He peed standing up, Jim.
There is no such
the trans
thing.
woman.
You're
You're
right.
a dude.
You're a dude.
And
the pee standing up thing.
That got me. Yes, of course you peed standing up because you have a wiener. Yes, Crash.
Hey, Crash.
Bim zalabim to you, sir.
I see
a dude in any bathroom I'm in. They're getting kicked in the dick. You'll identify real fast. You as a dude again, Buckeyes.
I'm going to carry a castrating weapon in my purse if I ever see one of these in the women's room. Here, let me help you with your transition.
Says Tarna. Oh, my God. No wonder Buckeyes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I mean, we're not saying we promote violence.
Buckeye, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. Who takes pics in the bath? Weirdos.
Dale and I, when we're together, we don't normally use the bathroom together, but when we do, we don't take selfies.
No, we don't. No, we don't. I mean, we always mention how cold the water is and deep, by the way. But we never do. We take selfies together. Here,
Any man
Shockwave.
dumb enough to wait in the women's restroom line needs to be in a mental asylum. Men have like no lines.
Yeah, it's true. Because
very
we
good
stand
point.
up to pee like he did.
Oh, but I bet you anything.
Yeah,
he will go into a men's bathroom if he has to.
If he has, of course he will. Jim, that's what I wanted to play from that. I had another one, good news, but I think because of your schedule, Jim, today, we need to probably get on to It's top 5 time here at the Two Guys One Coup podcast. And today, folks, a very difficult one.
Yeah.
Top 5 libtards. Buck, I mentioned it earlier in the list in case those who didn't know didn't, but this was a phenomenal, fun list to do. I'm going to present mine, Jim, and I'm not even prefacing it because libtards can come in all shapes, sizes, forms, and from whatever
politicians, media, whatever, right?
Politicians to newbies to what? So my top 5 libtards in bright pink, by the way, as it should be. You're going to notice a pattern here, and you may not even know some of these, Jim, but if you're on X at all and familiar with X at all, you're going to know all top 5 because that's who made my list. I didn't do politicians this time. I know who the libtards are.
I have majority.
I know, as you should. Because that's true. They need to be named in it. But I went with just the top 5 asshole libtard retards I see on X daily. Number 5, if you don't know, is Alex Cole. Okay, if you don't know who Alex Cole is, and if you haven't seen him, but he's quite popular and he's got a lot of followers. But here's just a brief tweet from his recently. The dumbest. What does it say? The dumbass said, happy. Imagine dodging the draft 5 times and then wishing people a happy day for the folks who didn't make it back. This is expected from a man who called fallen soldiers losers.
And that has been debunked many times over.
1,000 times. Alex Cole, if you don't follow him on X, and I don't follow any of these people, they just show up on our feed. And then, of course, other people will post their stuff to make fun of them. That's really what it's all about. And I'm telling you, these are paid Democratic people because they have no original thoughts themselves. Number 4, Harry Sisson. Do we know who Harry Sisson is? Of course.
I wanted to put him on my list, but I have reasons for the other ones. But
no, there's reasons for all of them. But Harry Sisson is definitely it. For some reason, that screen is really small. Jim, can you read on what his tweet for me?
Yeah, here's Trump earlier today, hard at work on a golf vacation. Hey, MAGA, remember when Trump said he would be working 24/7 nonstop? How's that going for you?
Yep, that's his most
Did
recent
he watch
tweet.
his president lay on a beach all the time?
Did he watch his president fall upstairs?
And I think presidents can't. And I do think that President Trump probably works more than any president ever.
You think? Yeah, more than any president ever. This is the stuff that gets, and of course, his background picture is him and the guy who he thought was running the country, Joseph Biden. Number 3, JoJo from Jurors. Anybody know her? Anybody ever see her on there? She's got damn near 1 million followers. Read that post for me, Jim.
Yeah. Just because you're used to Trump's batshit insanity, it doesn't mean you can still cover his batshit insanity.
That is to the dear mainstream media, as if the mainstream media, by some chance, has positive coverage of Donald Trump.
I'm familiar with her, but yeah, she's an idiot. There's no
freaking idiot. 1 million people follow these people, Jim. 6,000 follow us. Anyways,
I know. Isn't that sad?
That's sad. Here we go. Here's number 2. Brian Krasenstein or Stein. I don't know.
I have commented a few times.
Oh, we've seen the Krasenstein queers. Yes. And of course he has, what does that say? Impeach or 25th him now. It says we need change. And of course he's got it, quarters, nickels, pennies. Of course it says 8647 is what that adds up to in the chain. Isn't that just brilliant? This retard has no, again, look at the followers these people have. And of course, number 1, his brother, Ed Krasenstein, who I comment constantly on and tag.
George Floyd. This was the one that really bothered me. George Floyd was killed 5 years ago today, and Republicans are still trying to blame his death on him instead of the white guy who knelt on his neck. Is that racism? No, because he died because he took fentanyl.
Yeah, that's what he posted. I mean, just recently posted that a couple days ago.
Meth laced with fentanyl. Yeah,
meth.
That's why he died.
That is correct. That is for me the top 5 libtards. One, because I basically live on X at this point now. I don't know why, but I just do. I just am on there all the time. And these 5, I can't believe the amount of followers they have. I can't believe the monetary stuff they're making. Are they paid by the DNC? I feel they are.
I think so.
Just to post it. I think they all are.
And how many of the followers are bots? Is what
of
I
course,
would like to know.
of course,
Right.
yeah.
So,
Who's bots or plain retards?
But
in
these
general.
guys are idiots. They're
idiots.
They hate
I'm removing
America.
it. That is my top 5. Oh, Aiken.
So,
See, these are all good. This is what I would have.
Joy Reid, Harry Sisson, Sonny Hostin, and the number 1 spot, he has it down here,
is the Krasensteins. They're both short as fuck, so you have to count them together.
Folks, if you don't,
one, they are.
And I don't, I know for some reason we
most
must
beta
follow
males
them.
I've ever come across.
We must follow them because they show up on our feed.
No,
but they're just
when you comment on something they post, you'll generally get the show and
I
the
comment
algorithm's
quite a
all
bit.
effed on X anyways. So that's a good list, Aiken. Yeah,
Yes,
that's a
very
great
good list.
A great list.
All of these are good lists. Buckeye, Robert
so
De
good.
Niro, Harry Sisson, Ilian Omar, Jasmine Crockett, and
X's
JoJo.
JoJo. I agree. She could have been one. It was so difficult.
And she also has this comment.
That's why Jim thinks we share lists.
It's just kind of ironic. It's all I'm saying. It's all I'm saying.
I don't have a personal line or right to Buckeye. It's all
Brooklyn Dad is very stupid.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. These people. It was a hard list. It was fun to do though. But the JoJo,
the Krasenstein, Brooklyn Dad, Crockett,
Meathead.
Yep.
They're all exactly. They're all up there.
Okay.
Crockett Meathead is great.
Yeah.
Such a great one too. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, so I went a different route.
No, you don't know this route is
4 of my 5 are politicians,
as they should be.
And one of them is okay. So you and Buckeye can give me a hard time because I took liberties on the 4th. But anyway, so here's the liberals. They're crying.
Mm-hmm.
Little babies crying. Okay.
Yep. That's what they
my
are.
number 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Eric Swalwell has moved into my top 5 so easily, so fluidly. This guy is an idiot.
As if he wanted that honor.
The man who slept with a spy is accusing President Trump of being in bed with China.
Yes.
When he was actually in bed.
This guy literally takes it up the butt, man.
I mean, and every time I see him, and when he is confronted by, I love this, when he's confronted by people on the right who are walking down with him, asking him questions, I hit my mic again, and he just kind of walks away, just can't answer it. And
he can't.
He
doesn't have to. Again,
so
no accountability.
Here's where I took the liberties from because I just couldn't decide.
Yep.
So I just said
The View.
Pick them, name them, just The View. All of them.
It's kind of cheating,
truly,
but perfectly
they could have been
fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Honestly,
yeah, that's why I'm saying Buckeye was right. It could have been our top 20.
Yep.
First top 20.
The View. They're all idiots. I don't need to go into detail with it because you all know they're just flat out idiots.
Yeah, we all know.
Number 3, this man has to be in there because he is, my opinion, is one of the most dangerous people out there.
Now there was a time you thought he would work well with the Republicans.
Yes, I did. And I admit it. Here we are. He's talking about when he talks about things when he's running, he sounds like a moderate. Right. Yeah. So I said, I think this guy has completely drank the Kool-Aid. And now I put him on the most dangerous because this man, watch his ex post, folks. The guy lies all the time. And I have no problem calling him out on his lies.
Nope, it doesn't
when
matter,
I sit there, I get so sick and tired of him and the other left coming out and saying we have to do this for the American people are suffering. The American people, they didn't give a shit about the American people suffering 4 years ago. Correct. They didn't care. The last 4 years, they didn't care. They could care less. So now they care. Bullshit. Because President Trump and some in the administration is finding the bullshit.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
So he is.
You know what? At least I give some of these people credit. They allow comments. A lot of these people will just post and then you can't even comment because it's like, great. you're just lying and nobody can call you out on it and whatever. It's for clicks and shit. I get
So
that. But
my number 2 and number 1 are obvious. Okay, my number 2, Jasmine Crockett. Holy shit, this woman. Yes, I am crossing my fingers that she is one of the candidates
for president.
I am praying.
Gosh.
This woman is crazy, and we don't even need. You guys know it.
I could hear her speech now. Ask not what you'll do for your country, but what your country will do for yous.
And listen to her.
Yeah.
And I'm not, guys, go back and listen to her when she was running.
Hi, I'm
normal,
Jasmine Crockett.
normal voice.
I want your vote.
All of a sudden she goes ghetto.
Hood rat.
I mean, this is a joke. The black people, if they continue to follow people like her, and fall off the cliff with her, people like I don't feel sorry for you.
She's probably blowing half the
constituents
anyways. So
God,
I mean, that's probably why she got in. Same thing with AOC. Yeah.
And then of course the number 1 is because she has completely gone in front of everybody. AOC. And again, when I say these two, I could have put the squad in there like I did the View.
Yeah, I know.
From Presley. I mean, Omar, all of these people are very dangerous people to this country. They are horrible, horrible people. And I don't go back and look at what they say on X. Look how they don't have to be accountable for what they say. And when we post stuff to them, when we post stuff to they just ignore it.
They do.
They don't, or we get banned from their site.
Yeah, we do.
So
we do.
Anyway, but that's my top 5. Tarna has one here. AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, and Mays.
Oh, Mays. Yeah, it's a good one. See, it's endless with libtards.
Your first 2 are fantastic, Tarna.
Yeah, you guys must share lists.
All of them are.
You must share lists, Jim.
Yeah.
What a crash!
Why can't we? Because you
4 and several axes ago, y'all.
Yeah.
That's Jasmine Crockett's speech.
Okay, I don't know who Mays Hirono is. She person too? I don't know.
She's a senator. She's
shit, that's right. Yeah. Now I know. Jesus Sorry. God. Sorry.
No, that's okay, Jim.
I try to forget about the leftist politicians.
Brain fart. Absolutely, that's fine.
Shockwave.
Listen.
Yep.
AOC may be the dumbest person on the planet. She shares an IQ number with a rock. Maybe the dumbest, or maybe the smartest.
Yeah. Tarna says it best.
She's a fucking moron. Plain and simple. I know.
But these are the leaders of the Democrat Party.
They are.
Okay. So if this doesn't scare the shit out of people, I don't know what else was.
It scares the shit out of those that are in the know. It's the ones that are head in the sand that are watching the mainstream media and follow blindly, and all things Orange Man does is bad. Of course, they're going to be on that side of the aisle, right? That's just what happens.
Yeah. And by the way, has anybody found out what happened to McIver yet? LaMonica?
Has she been expelled? Has she been removed?
As far as I'm concerned, she's still there.
She's still there.
And
she's still there.
She may have been questioned.
Oh, yeah, we might censor.
I mean, this video. I saw a video where she didn't just try to walk in and do her civil duty. That's not what I saw.
I saw that. I saw it on tape. That's tape still available, or has it been removed?
And AOC is still not
being scrubbed from the internet.
At least censored bullshit, but at least not censored for her illegal description on how illegals can evade.
Oh yeah, no, she's perfectly fine. A leading candidate. I mean, right now, a new Rasmussen poll or some stripper poll came out and it had her listed as the top candidate in the Democratic Party right now. I love it. I'm all for it.
I just can't. I can't anymore. I just can't.
I can't either.
Because
folks,
I believe she's going to run against Schumer.
No, for Senate. You think she's going to
I
primary
believe
Schumer?
She is going. No I believe she is going to run because that would be the next step. A congresswoman or congressman will not go from Congress to.
No, we have to be a senator at minimum.
Never going to happen.
Governor.
So
or
that's
senator,
why I believe she's going to do it.
Maybe she'll be governor of New York. That's coming up.
Shockwave. Okay, I want to put this. Buckeye put out the top 5.
Okay,
for top 5 best drummers.
That's Monday. Top 5 best drummers is Monday.
And Shockwave, I said exactly this when Dale and I were talking about this. Shockwave,
Def Leppard, anybody that could drum like that with one arm is a fucking legend.
He has got to be on your list. I mean, he just has to be.
After he lost his arm, and at no fault of his drumming did get pretty basic and routine. But he had one arm, so a lot of foot stuff, you know. So he wasn't a great drummer.
I didn't say that I didn't, Buckeye.
Huh? Hey, don't knock stripper poles, though. You know you put on a show. Yes. Yeah, we're not knocking stripper poles.
My bedroom has a stripper pole right in the middle, and I do dances all the time.
He WD-40s that thing every night he has to, so it doesn't
sorry, honey.
Squeeze his cheeks.
Sorry, honey.
Yeah, all the time. I mean, it's bizarre. You might even see that live if you see us in person. Who knows? I mean, Jim might demonstrate.
If I have more of that water that they have down
more
there,
of that potent water in Orlando, Florida,
very potent.
Then maybe. Yes, top 5 drummers.
What I was thinking.
Picturing King of Queens. I mean, he is the King of Queens.
But I am not that good on the pole. I can just
you don't think?
Oh, no.
Oh, don't knock yourself, Jim. Practice makes perfect. Keep it up, my friend. That's what she said. Ha! Monday, top 5 drummers. We will be back here on Monday for
Phil
another.
Collins was a drummer.
Yes. Oh, God.
No, he's not going to be in my top
wait.
5. I just wanted to point it out.
Clint Black's drummer in his band, or whatever the guy's name you like. Who do you like? Who's your favorite?
Strait.
Oh, George Strait. I get them mixed up because they're both terrible. But George Strait's drummer, he was great. Hall & Oates, that guy that played drums nobody heard of, phenomenal.
Yep.
Remember Biv DeVoe or whatever?
Hey, don't knock Bell Biv DeVoe.
Bell Biv DeVoe,
They were part
their
of New
drummer
Edition.
was great.
They were part of New Edition.
Wait till you hear this top 5, guys. He mentioned a couple before the show, and I thought, oh, I can't wait till Monday to hear Jimmy's list. So,
Troll, you're right.
5 blacks from the movie Drumline. Yeah, Nick Cannon, man, he was a great drummer. Yep. Top 5, folks. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Really, in like 7 minutes, head on over and listen to X Talk Live.
Definitely.
With Crash and Kitty. Please go over there and listen to them. Amazing show. Thank you, Buckeye, on another great show. We appreciate it, all because of all of you guys.
Thank you.
For all of you. It's really the chat. We tell everybody. Thank you, Aiken. Appreciate it. We will see you on Monday. Don't forget tonight, you got Mike at To The Point podcast. Mike, Leo, and Vince will be on this evening. Please tune in for that as well. Have a good day as well, Troll. Again, Monday, top 5 drummers. We cannot wait. I'm sure breaking news will happen the minute we leave.
Yep.
Other than that, Jim, you got anything else to add before we end the show?
Nope.
Head over to Crash and Kitty right now. Tune in tonight for Mike at To The Point podcast. See you, everybody. Thank you.
Go Pacers.
Appreciate it. And go who?
Pacers.
You don't give a shit about the NBA, you idiot.
Now I do. It's kind of fun now.